Okay, in this video we're going to talk about more addition fact strategies. We're going to be doing 3, adding 10, adding 9, and adding 8. Now, these other 2 strategies, the second 2, rely on you understanding adding 10. Once you can do this, 9 and 8 aren't so tricky. Okay, before we continue to actual problems, let's take a look at a 100 number chart. A 100 number chart has 10 in each row. You'll see 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So when you're going this way, you're counting by ones. When you're going this way, you're counting by tens. So if you're adding 10 to 4, like 4 plus 10, the answer's 14. If you're adding 10 plus 17, the answer is 27. You just jump 10. We're going to call this jumping 10 because rather than going 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, which takes a long time, we're just jumping 10. We're just going down a line. So let's take a look at a couple of problems and see if we can notice a pattern. So let's do 4 plus 10 like we did before. And we looked on our chart. 4 plus 10 is 14. And so there's one answer. And then I had 17 plus 27, or excuse me, 17 plus 10 is 27. And let's do one more. Let's do 43 plus 10. 43 plus 10 is 53. 43 plus 10 equals 53. Now let's compare these numbers going across, not to each other. Okay, so let's look at 4 plus 10. I have a 4 in the ones place here, and I have a 4 in the ones place here. Now, technically, there is a 0 in the tens place here. If I add 1 to the 0 that's in the tens place, I have 1 in the tens place. So this number is changing by 1. I'm adding 1 to it. So 17 and 27. I have 7 in the ones place. And if I add 1 to the tens place, 1 plus 1 is 2. And so I have a 2 in the tens place. Let's look at 43 and 53. 3 in the ones place, 3 in the ones place. Here I have a 4 plus 1 is 5. So there's your rule, basically. Okay, so when you're adding, let me pull this away for a minute. Get another sheet of paper. When you're adding 10, it basically means that you jump up 10. I'm going to put this in quotes. Jump up 10, because that's something we're going to use. So the ones place stays the same. And just add 1 in the tens place. So let's do a few of those without our 100 number chart. So let's do 7 plus 10. Oops, not 0, plus 10. Okay, so my ones place, I'm not going to worry about the 10. That just tells me I'm jumping tens. So I'm going to keep 7 in the ones place. And remember that technically there's a 0 in the tens place. 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. So it's 17. 7 plus 10 is the same as 17. Let's try 23 plus 10. Remember, I see this and I think, oh, jump 10. So I'm going to keep the 3 in the ones place, and then I'm going to add 1 to the 2 in the tens place. 2 plus 1 is 3. So 23 plus 10 is 33. One more. 41 plus 10. Keep my ones place, add 1 to the tens place. 4 plus 1 is 5. 51. Now, if you can add 10, then you can also add 9 and add 8. So let's practice that. Okay, adding 9 just takes a little extra effort. Okay, so think of 9 as the same as 10 minus 1. 9 is the same as 10 minus 1. So you know how to jump 10. So if you can do that, you can add 9. When adding 9, jump 10, then, count, sorry, there's an N there, count back, not count up, I'm going to go in the opposite direction, count back 1. Okay, so let's try that. Let's try 8 plus 9. So I know that I'm adding 9, so I know that's the same as 10 minus 1. So I'm going to rewrite my 8. I'm going to rewrite my plus sign. Now I'm going to make 9 into 10 minus 1. Okay? Now I'm going to add my two numbers that I add, because you always add before you subtract. So 8 plus 10 is 18, minus 1 is 17. So 8 plus 9 is 17. Let's try it with a bigger number. 26 plus 9. I see that I'm adding 9, so I know that's 10 minus 1. So I'm going to rewrite my other number, rewrite my plus sign, then I'm going to split this into 10 minus 1. I'm going to add my two numbers that I have, 26 plus 10. So I jump 10, 26, I keep the 6 in the ones place, I add 1 to the tens place, that's 36, minus 1, 36 minus 1, the number before 36 is 35. And there you go, 26 plus 9 is 35. Okay, if you can add 10 and you can add 9, then it's not too much of a stretch to add 8, because it's roughly the same idea. Okay, so adding 8, we know that 8 is the same as, sorry, typo, misprint, 10 minus 2. 8 is the same as 10 minus 2. So when adding 8, jump 10, then count back 2. Okay, let's do a couple of examples. 16 plus 8. So I'm going to keep my 16 and I'm going to add. Now I know that 8 is the same as 10 minus 2. So I'm going to jump 10. 16 plus 10 is 26. Minus 2, if I count backwards 2, that's 24. So 16 plus 8 is 24. Let's try one more. 37 plus 8. And if you're getting good at this, you can actually just do it in your head. Just go 37, 47, 46, 45, and there's your answer. But I'll prove it to you. Okay, so 37 plus 10 minus 2. 37 and 10 is 47. Minus 2 is 45. Ta-da! Oops! Oh, I'm zooming in again. Hold on. If my table jiggles too much, it makes it scroll up or zoom in or whatever it's called. Sorry about that. So there you go. There's the answer. Okay, so let's review very quickly what we learned how to do. Let me find my first paper here. It's a little bit of a mess over there on the side. Okay, so my addition fact strategies that I taught you were to add 10, adding 9, and adding 8. So you are going to have 2 practice sheets. One only does counting 10, and the other one, or adding 10, the other one also does adding 9 and 8. So if you don't feel confident with 9 and 8 just yet, just do this one where it says, because you're reviewing your other skills, adding 0, count up 1, count up 2, adding 10. Then you have this one, adding 0, count up 1, count up 2, adding 10, adding 9, and adding 8. Now when you first start doing these, you do not have to be timed doing them. Practice it at your own pace. Use the strategies. Use scratch paper if you need to get those right answers. And as you practice more and more, then you'll start being able to time yourself. And you can jump back and forth between the two so you don't memorize the papers. If your parents want, they can print it out and cut it into strips or cut it in half this way and give you little time tests and just make you get faster and faster. The more you practice, the faster you'll get.